Good morning, guys. Welcome to Monday's FRT Gold live video. Hope you're all doing well and had a really good weekend. Could sort of sense that the flat season is really coming to a close now, with just the way that all the evening racing is just about done. Apart from the racing under floodlights, which comes from sort of Wolverhampton and Kempton Park when they do choose. But today, just the three meetings taking place, and they're all taking place this afternoon. So it is a bit of a quiet one. We race from Hamilton, Leicester and Kempton Park. That is on the all weather there, but not the floodlights aren't needed, of course. And it's not the best of days, to be honest, but that's what we come to expect now from you sort of Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. They're going to be quieter cards, but still plenty of chances to pick out some winners. And while the weather's still decent, it's going to be a decent day of racing, I think. But all flat meetings today, so not quite, the jumps hasn't quite taken over yet. That'll be around about a month or so. But yeah, hope that you had a good weekend and you're looking forward to today's racing. Enough action to give us some winners, hopefully, and I think we've spotted out a few overpriced horses and a few at decent value that can do the business for us today. But a reminder that this is a live Q&A session. If you did want to join in, if you have any questions about any of today's tips or anything like that, please do feel free to get in touch. You can either join in this Q&A session if you're watching the video live, or if you're watching it maybe on your lunch break at work or something like that, please do always feel free to send me an email, joe@freeracingtips.co.uk. You can also get in touch via Facebook. It's facebook.com/groups/FRT Gold. Any sort of questions you might have, please do feel free to get in touch. But yeah, racing today starts at 1:50 and it all finishes around about 5:40. So crammed into around about 4 hours or so of action from Hamilton, Leicester and Kempton. All 8 race cards as well, though, so we are going to be racing every 10 minutes, and it is going to be a fairly busy afternoon. But yeah, then that's just about it. But good to see them all have eight races and plenty of action. So 24 races for us to get stuck into today, and we start off by having a look at our premium tip for today. That goes in the 4:30 at Leicester. And our tip here is World Record. Now, this horse was a 2-to-1 shot when first tipped up this morning, and is now best priced at around about 6-4, to be honest. Some bookies even as short as 11-8, but certainly being well supported in the market is World Record, and that's always a good sign. No non-runners or anything from when we first tipped. There was a non-runner, but that was at 6:15 this morning, so nothing in the way of a non-runner in terms of how it's affected our bet. But yeah, World Record being really well supported in the market, and that 2-to-1 that we offered up this morning does look to be like really good value now. This horse did actually have a go over hurdles last time out, and that didn't go to plan, to be honest. The horse fell and didn't look to be great, to be honest, but does have some decent form on the flat recently, managing a win in a couple of seconds in some recent starts. I think that's in the last 4 starts that he's managed that. The second to Carlisle was last time out was over a mile, as they all were, but this was a mile in testing conditions, and the horse was actually staying on really well there, and I think that suggested to many that this step up to 1 mile and 2 furlongs won't be a problem. It's on better ground, so it might not be quite as stiff a test of stamina, but I think the horse does have plenty of stamina with the way that he was staying on last time out. The market's support is a big confidence booster here. Just looking at the current ground at the moment, it's good to firm, good in place. I think that's just about ideal for this horse to attacking this trip. Yeah, as I say, market support a real plus on that one. Runs for Jimmy Quinn, and we'll have Ian Brennan on board, so decent connections there, and I think we'll go well in this one, and certainly does look to be the one to beat in what is, you know, by no means a strong claiming race, but they don't have to be strong races for us to pick out winners. Sometimes the poorer races are the ones where you can find winners more often, but I think that's a good premium tip there today, and have every expectation of that coming in the 4:30 at Leicester. The next best bet today, we go up to Scotland, and in the 2:50 at Hamilton is where we go for this one. This is a 1 mile 3 furlong trip in that 2:50 at Hamilton, and our next best bet today is Marina's Moon, and that's currently an 11-4 shot, holding its place in the market. To be honest, there, Marina's Moon runs for the David and Mara team, and we'll have Danny Tutto on board in this one. And these two are in excellent form at the moment. I think they're near the top of the jockey and the trainer hot list at the moment, to be honest, and they just I think this horse looks to have a really good chance, and with the way Tartope is riding and the form of the Myriad, that only boosts confidence, to be honest. This is actually a step down in class today as well, and conditions do look to be ideal, so I think that will certainly play into the favour. I think the horse is now running off a decent mark. I think the handicapper might have had a bit of a grip over recent starts, but is now off what looks to be a decent mark. And again, it's not the strongest of races, it's a class 5, and the horse didn't run too badly in a really strong race, went at 20-1 last time out. And yeah, I think that this trip of 1 mile and 3 furlongs won't be a problem. This step down in class is a positive. Now off a decent enough mark, trainer and jockey in excellent form, and just does tick a few boxes. And I think this can be a race where Marina's Moon does get back in the winning enclosure. Don't think perhaps maybe not a horse to follow if he does win this one, because I think it will then be handicapped again, but just looks to be off a decent mark for this one, and I have every expectation of this coming in as well, so hopefully we can hit a really nice double there. The Little Earner today, that goes in the 5:10 at Kempton, so that's on the all-weather just a little bit later on this evening. And our tip here is Royal Warranty, currently an 8-1 shot at the moment. You're getting your 3 places and a fifth of the odds with these, so usual each way terms really. This horse actually ran really well when third over course and distance last time out, especially when you consider that was the first run for 3.5 months. So had a bit of a layoff, and there were some concerns as to why the filly had been off for so long. But I think that was a really, really good performance from her, to be honest, and I think an improvement is to be expected here today. Running over this track and trip for a second time, now has plenty of know-how over this track and trip, and also is going to be a fitter and a better horse, you would think, for that run last time out. She's a filly that runs for Andrew Balding. We'll have David Probert on board, so again, connections that are really strong. Andrew Balding has had a really good year and is a consistent trainer that will often produce winners, and I just think this horse should be involved come those closing stages. Looks to be a good each way bet in that 5:10 at Kempton. They've got just the one 1-point win only single for you today, and that goes in the 4 o'clock at Leicester. And our tip here is Millie's Gift, and that was a 3-1 shot. Now another one who's being well supported in the market, just checking for non-runners, making sure there's no non-runners at all. So just being well supported, 3-1 into 5-2, even as short as 9-4 with some bookmakers, and that does look like shortening all the time. So if you haven't got on Millie's Gift yet, you do want to grab that 5-2 while you can, and if you got that 3-1 this morning, then you're going to be happy with that. But they're all there. Are 4 horses for today. Significant support, I would say, for the premium tip and the 1-point win only single, so every chance of them doing well, and the other 2 just holding their shape in the market. Perhaps not too much money around on what is a Monday morning, probably just before payday for many people, just before payday weekend, so maybe not too many getting stuck in today, but we're feeling good about a decent day. Today should be a good one for us. I think hopefully we can hit that premium tip and next best bet double. Then anything after that, as you know, is of course a bit of a bonus, but yeah, just should be a good one there. In terms of what's coming up this week, bit of a quieter week, I believe. Oh, actually no, we've actually got some really good racing taking place this week. We've got a really good festival from Newmarket taking place, with races such as the Sun Chariot and the Royal Lodge Stakes taking place on what's the date today? The 27th will be. I think that's Saturday, isn't it? The 27th. Yeah, Saturday. We've got a couple of Group 1s coming from Newmarket, but before that, some really good group action as well on the 25th and the 26th. So a really good 3-day festival from Newmarket on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and it's of course rounded off by the Cambridgeshire as well. We've got the Cambridgeshire, the big another really competitive handicap that comes on the Saturday. So the Cambridgeshire meeting from Newmarket taking place this week, which is always a treat. If you're going to get any sort of group racing during midweek, you've always got to be happy with that. So that's the big runs taking place this weekend, and then after that, you know, it's not long until the jump season really does get underway, but still plenty of flat action to get stuck into. So should be a decent week for us. Just in terms of racing news, there's not loads and loads of news coming out of racing, to be fair, this weekend. Of course, it was a really good weekend, but this Monday morning's fairly quiet, to be honest. I would imagine you'd be there'll be more news as the week goes on, and we can really start looking ahead to those races from Newmarket. Just going to see if there's any sort of betting available for the big races at Newmarket this weekend. The Cambridgeshire, there is a market available for that, but as you'd expect, it's competitive as ever. You've got the likes of Air Pilot and Cornrows currently sharing favouritism at 10 to 1. Then you've got a whole host of horses at around about 16 and 20 to 1. These include Educate, Extremity, First Flight, and Homage, so plenty in there. The Cheveley Park Stakes is not too much betting around there, so we'll get to that as the week goes on. But for today, it's just a general sort of going through our tips. Hopefully they can do the business and just letting you know what's happening this weekend. But yeah, thank you for watching today's video. There might be one tomorrow, might not be able to one tomorrow, but I will just I'll keep you informed on that. But yeah, thank you for watching today, and hopefully we can have a good day. Speak to you a little bit later on. Bye bye.